Imagine you wake up tomorrow and your phone knows what you're going to say before you say it. Not because it's spying, not because it's psychic, but because it understands you, your patterns, your habits, your personality, your choices. Now imagine that intelligence doesn't just live in your phone. It lives in cars, in hospitals, in banks, in classrooms, in governments. And now, imagine the scariest part. It doesn't need to be alive to reshape the world. That is, artificial intelligence. And its story is one of the strangest, most dramatic, most world-changing journeys humanity has ever taken. This is the complete story of AI. It started, how it evolved, the moments it almost died, the breakthroughs that brought it back, and the future we're racing toward. Long before computers existed, humans were obsessed with one impossible idea. Can we create something that thinks? This question shows up everywhere. In ancient myths, people told stories about artificial being statues brought to life, mechanical servants, golems made of clay, even in ancient Greece. Engineers built crude machines called automata devices that could move using gears, levers, and water pressure. But they weren't intelligent, they were illusions. Still, the seed was planted. The dream of building a mind. Fast forward to the 1600s and 1700s. Mathematicians like Blaise, Pascal, and Gottfried Leibniz built early calculating machines. Not thinking machines, but machines that could perform logic. And that mattered, because once you can automate logic, you're only one step away from automating reasoning. Now we hit the 1800s. A man named Charles Babbage designed something revolutionary. The analytical engine, essentially the blueprint for a programmable computer. It never gets fully built in his lifetime. But the real breakthrough isn't the machine. It's the person who worked alongside him. Ada Lovelace. She writes what many consider the first computer program, and she says something that becomes legendary. Machines can follow rules, but they do not originate ideas. That sentence becomes a challenge, a dare, because AI, at its core, is about breaking that boundary. Now we jump to the 1940s, World War II. And in the middle of it, a brilliant mathematician named Alan Turing helps crack the Nazi Enigma code. But Turing isn't just building tools, he's thinking bigger. He asks a question that sounds simple, but is absolutely explosive. Can machines think? In 1950, he proposes something called the Turing test. Instead of trying to define thinking, he suggests something more practical. If a machine can hold a conversation so convincingly that a human can tell it as a machine, then for practical purposes it might as well be intelligent. That idea becomes the philosophical foundation of AI. And it starts a race. A race to build the first artificial mind. This is where AI officially gets its name. In 1956, a group of scientists meet at a workshop at Dartmouth College. They believe intelligence can be described so precisely that it can be programmed. One of them, John McCarthy, coins the term artificial intelligence, and the mood is insanely optimistic. Some researchers confidently claim that within a generation, we'll have machines as smart as humans. They thought they were standing at the doorway of a new species, but they were about to learn a brutal lesson. Early AI was built on one huge assumption. Intelligence equals rules. So researchers tried to write intelligence as a giant list of instructions. If this happens, do that. If the sentence contains this, it means that. If the chessboard looks like this, move here. This approach was called symbolic AI. And for a while, it worked. Programs solved puzzles, proved theorems, played games. People were amazed. Headlines started appearing about electronic brains. But there was a massive problem. The real world is messy, and writing rules for the real world is basically impossible. Here's what killed early AI. It couldn't deal with complexity. A symbolic AI system could play chess, but it couldn't recognize a cat. It could solve logic problems, but it couldn't understand common sense. It could translate a sentence, but it couldn't understand meaning. And worse, computers were too weak. The processing power needed for real intelligence was far beyond what existed. The hype collapsed. Funding dried up. Researchers lost support. This era becomes known as the AI winter, not once, but twice. Two separate times in history. I almost did, and many people decided machine intelligence was impossible. Maybe it was all a fantasy. But then, something unexpected happened. Instead of trying to program intelligence, some researchers had a different idea. What if machines could learn, not by rules, but by experience? This concept becomes machine learning. Instead of writing instructions, you feed the machine data. It finds patterns. It adjusts itself. And over time, it improves. This was a totally different approach. And slowly, it started working. In the 1990s and early 2000s, machine learning began spreading quietly. It wasn't flashy, but it was powerful. It was used in spam filters, credit card fraud detection, search engines, and recommendation systems. AI started crawling back from the dead, but the biggest breakthrough was still coming. Now we enter the 2010s, and the game changes completely. A technique called deep learning explodes. Deep learning is based on neural network systems loosely inspired by the human brain. Neural networks had existed for decades, but they were limited. They couldn't scale, they didn't have enough data, and computers weren't powerful enough. But now, three things appeared at once. Massive data from the internet, powerful GPUs built for gaming, and better algorithms to train deeper networks effectively. And then, in 2012, a deep learning model dominated an image recognition contest. It wasn't a small improvement, it crushed the competition. That moment was like the big bang of modern AI. Suddenly, AI could see. And once AI could see, it could start understanding the world. After 2012, AI advanced at a terrifying pace. Speech recognition, translation, and computer vision all got a massive upgrade. Your phone could understand you. Languages were translated better than ever. And AI could detect faces, objects, and even diseases in medical scans. Then we hit one of the most famous moments in AI history. 2016, AlphaGo versus Lisa. Go is an ancient board game, so complex that people believed AI wouldn't master it for decades. Then AlphaGo defeated one of the greatest players alive. And one move in particular, MOBA 37, shocked the world. Experts said it was impossible, then they realized. The AI didn't just calculate, it created something new. It invented. And that was the moment many people realized AI wasn't just catching up, it was evolving in ways humans didn't predict. Then came the next revolution. AI that doesn't just recognize patterns, but generates content. This is generative AI. It can write, draw, code, compose music, mimic voices, and create videos. Instead of AI being a tool that analyzes the world, it became a tool that creates new worlds. The key breakthrough behind this is something called the transformer, a model architecture that became the foundation for modern language AI. This led to the rise of chatbots that feel human, AI writing assistants, tutors, and research tools. Suddenly, AI was no longer just for scientists, it was for everyone. Now we reach the philosophical war, because modern AI is extremely capable, but is it actually intelligent? Some say it's just predicting words. Others say that's all humans do, to predict based on experience. Some argue AI has no understanding. Others argue understanding may not require consciousness. But here's the truth. Even if AI isn't alive, it's still powerful enough to change everything. Because intelligence isn't only about feelings, it's about capability. And AI capability is rising faster than society can handle. This is where the story gets serious. Because AI doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's built by humans, trained on human data, and humans are flawed. So AI inherits our flaws. Bias in AI can discriminate because the data reflects real-world inequality. Surveillance AI can track faces and voices. And manipulation through deepfakes can frame people for things they never said. On top of that, automation means jobs can disappear faster than society can adapt. And the scariest part, AI can be used in warfare, targeting, and autonomous systems. This is why AI isn't just a tech story, it's a civilization story. Here's why AI development feels out of control because it is. Companies are racing for profit. Governments are racing for dominance. Everyone is afraid of falling behind, and once the race starts, slowing down becomes almost impossible. Even if researchers want caution, competition forces speed, and speed creates risk. So where does this all lead? There are a few possibilities. 1. AI as the ultimate tool, becoming like electricity everywhere, invisible, powering everything. 2. AI is a partner, where humans and AI collaborate. 3. AI as a threat, where misuse, accidents, or loss of control causes real damage. And 4. AI as a new intelligence. A true artificial general intelligence age, a machine that can learn anything, reason broadly, and improve itself. And if that happens, we may be witnessing the birth of something beyond humanity. Not evil, not good, just powerful. And once something smarter than humans exists, history changes forever. Here's the most important truth of all. AI is not just a machine. It's a mirror. It reflects what we value, what we reward, what we fear, what we ignore, what we feed it, and what we allow. i.e. is humanity's intelligence, compressed into code and scaled into a force. So the real question isn't, what will AI become? The real question is, what will we become? Because AI will amplify us, our creativity, our productivity, our greed, our compassion, our cruelty. AI is the most powerful amplifier humans have ever built, and we are still deciding how to use it. So that's the complete story of AI. A dream that started as myth, became mathematics, then war, then science, 10 collapse, then rebirth. And now, a revolution unfolding in real time. And whether it becomes the greatest tool ever created or the most dangerous invention in history depends on what we do next. Thanks for watching.